Hey guys, what's going on? Thank you for joining me for another exciting episode of Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. Hope you're doing fantastic wherever you're tuning in from. And of course, yes, today it is Saturday evening, guys. Saturday evening, lazy, easy breezy Saturday evening. Again, markets are largely boring, so we're going to focus a lot on psychology. Of course, we're going to go through the daily timeframes. We're going to look for what is coming up, what is a potential good trade. We're also going to talk about kind of a wrap-up of the week, and we're going to look at your guys' chart requests. Of course, today is the 18th of May, 2019, foul year of our Lord, guys. Thank you, Mr. Ether. I highly appreciate that. MT Coiner is going to make a random prediction, 8.9K around 2 a.m. GMT, Monday morning. Let's go, baby! A little behind the scenes going on just a little bit, guys. Sorry for the delay in today's show. A little bit of home family life stuff that had to be taken care of. But of course, coming on here every day, as we do every day. Just about an hour or two behind schedule. Sorry about that, guys. So, how's your guys' week been? Honestly, it's been a really good week for us at Kraken Cryptocurrency. I haven't got as much done on my projects, on my creative projects that I would like to. A lot of that has to do with my father coming home from the hospital, helping him convalesce, spending time with my family, working with the guys in the members group on their strategies, helping them out, as well as just taking the trades that come naturally when you follow our system. But one of the reasons and what's so beautiful about what we teach and what we do here at Kraken Cryptocurrency is we don't always have to be in a position, in a trade. Sometimes the best thing to do is just not be in a trade. We crushed it this week. You guys, for those of you who have been following the content, for the homies still around, man. Not still around, but for the homies, which most of you are, we went long on alts, about 5 days ago now, and took profits. And we took the short on Bitcoin, and those were the right moves to do. And now you don't have to rush and try to fit the market around what you think the market's going to do. You wait for the market to give you a strong signal, and you get back on the right side of the trade. Right now, as far as the big boys are concerned, Bitcoin and Ethereum, there's no right side of the trade. You're entering into chop. You're entering into sideways consolidation. You don't do that. Now, there's lots of strategies that are going to parade themselves around as far as hitting, highs and clearing out liquidity and all that kind of stuff. And of course, there are times that we do follow those kinds of strategies when those elements fit into our overarching discipline, our overarching strategy of the way that we look at the markets and the way that we trade. But in this particular situation, there's nothing that I want to do. So, again, what is the most important thing to a trader? Capital preservation. Cutting off losses is generally more important to your winning strategy than catching a good trade. Because when you're on the right side of the trade, good things happen. When you're on the wrong side of the trade, bad things happen. And it doesn't really matter how perfect your entry is, none of that. Just be on the right side of the market, and that's what we teach to do. All right, guys, so take a look here. We're going to go through the charts. We're going to look at some interesting things. Now, I did put on a position yesterday. The guys in the premium group know that as well. We did put on a position yesterday, patiently waiting to see how that plays out. Other than that, we've established where we want to get back in, and we'll go forward from there, guys. So really, I'm waiting to see kind of what Sunday evening, what the daily candle close brings us on Sunday evening, and looking for what the Monday morning open brings us. So we'll see at that point in time. And of course, we'll be here live at noon right after it happens. So anyways, guys, if you guys have any questions, pop them in the chat. And to begin today's show off on the right foot, make sure you subscribe to this channel. If this is your first time coming across this channel, don't worry. We're going to get you, man. We do a lot of stuff. You don't have to be a homie to understand the show or follow along with us today. We're just going to have a laid back, easy talk about psychology and trades and how we do things. But if this is your first time discovering us, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell because we are here every single day. Or if you want to come over on Twitch, hit the follow or the subscription button. We appreciate that, man. And of course, I want to thank today's sponsor for the show because it would be difficult to come here on a consistent basis and pay for everything that needs to be done to just do the show without the help of our sponsors. So, as I've so frequently said, do not enter randomly into a position, especially on a leveraged exchange, which most of us are going to be trading on, whether that's BitMEX. And if you're trading on BitMEX, I do not recommend that you do that. I recommend that you go get yourself over to ByBit, not a shill. That's where I trade. Links in the description down below. All right, and here we are in the live scene, guys. Hopefully that, there we go. Restream chat actually starts working. Addy, you lost your actual fidget spinner today. Oh, bro, They're like $5 at the gas station, man. All right, we got the kombucha going on tonight. All right, so let's scroll up here a little bit and see if I missed anything good in the chat. All right. Crypto Meister, you are the man, my good friend. Thank you so much for being here, man. Even before I was here, you are the best, brother. You're fat fingering everything tonight. Back sad dad. Still love the salmon paint. You know, I did a little. What's the word I'm looking for? That was avant-garde what I did for the opening. Hopefully you guys like that. If not, I thought it was neat. But I did a little chroma key to kind of whitewash the salmon a little bit. But it's very calming. It's very relaxing. It's not like I didn't have the room painted. This was how it was naturally. I had the option to have it painted, but I was like, man, you know, I kind of like it. It's pretty smooth. It's easy on the eyes. Stacking Stoner, Bob the Builder, Mr. at QC. Good to see you, my good friend. Turd Ferguson, good. All the regulars. Robert Jones, haven't seen you before, but thank you so much for joining. Ninja Sloth, what's going on, brother? Stephen Hyatt, good morning, all. 2 a.m. in the UK. You may have to wake me. All right, Mr. Ether, of course. The one, the only. MT Coiner, John Eaton. Do I think Bitcoin will not move before tomorrow, end of day? Doesn't matter, man. Doesn't matter. I don't know. As a professional trader, I am here to tell you that I do not know what price will do. I am here to tell you that I am not in a Bitcoin trade because I am not getting a signal to be in a Bitcoin trade. I don't try to predict the future. I just do what my system tells me to do, the system that I've developed over time. Nobody knows. You know, I could sit here and say yes, and just because I'm able to live a lifestyle with the proceeds from my trading doesn't mean I know any more than anybody else, because that's speculation. Turd Ferguson, patiently waiting for a solid direction. That's what we're talking about. Rojo. GZ on 5K subs. Yeah, you know what? I don't want to let that pass by unnoticed, guys. Listen, we started cracking cryptocurrency back in 2017. September 2017 is when we really started doing what we do now, and when I decided to start taking the education and the mentoring quite seriously, and really start fleshing out what we had already been doing, what I had already been doing, and what us as a team had already been doing, separate from the show and separate from everything that we've done with the Discord and with the website. For quite some time. And I'm really, really still absolutely amazed and humbled and blessed that you guys have shown up. You guys continue to show up every day, that you enjoy the show, that you guys, especially, you know, the guys, especially, I want to say especially the guys in the group, because I'm seeing real life-changing things in there. I mean, the DMs that I get, the questions that I get, the growth and the progress that I see in our students, in the people in the group. It's absolutely fantastic. It's everything that I wanted when I started doing what I did, and we're very blessed. And so, for the bottom of our hearts, thank you guys so much for the public support. Whether it's here on YouTube, whether it's over on Twitch, whether it's on Facebook or Twitter, whether it's in the free Discord, you guys are amazing. You know, we get some haters on here every once in a while, but they're dumb anyways. So, but I'd say 98% of everybody that hops in the chat and hangs out is down to ride. So you guys are awesome. Thank you guys so much for everything that you've done and making this possible, because we couldn't do it without you. So awesome. Floyd says, man, I've gone pro behind the green screen. Lucas says, hi, I'm a silent user. That's all right, man. Thanks for tuning in. We embrace you with open arms. I've been following this for 2 years. I think I'm going to start a stream. I love this community. I'm Swedish and dyslexic. Hey, no problem, man. And it's gone. MT Coiner's been boating in the rain all weekend. Got to work for those walleyes. That's what's up, man. Thank you, Dennis, and thank you, Floyd, my brother. Light Rainy says, at some point, would you be able to go through the structure of the course material for premium members, like how it's organized? So what we're doing right now, and that we're going to be involved in doing for the next 3 to 6 months, is going to be the Pathways to Profit course. I'm not exact. I have plans for what's going to follow that, but right now I'm just working on educating everybody how to build their own if this then that strategy, all the components that it requires, how to set it up, how to test it, how to back test it, how to forward test it. I'm going to throw in there, one of the modules that's in there is how to utilize PineScript to expedite your back testing. There's also educational or helpful calculators and trade journals and things of that nature to really help you track your progress. And that way you can show us, me, or the other analysts and mentors, data that we can really help give you feedback on whether you're doing it the right way or whether there's something that you can potentially optimize. So the courses are available in text format. There's also videos that correspond to them. And that's how we're going to keep the format rolling forward. Robert Jones, is my analysis on TradingView? Yes. If you go to tv.crackingcryptocurrency.com, I'm pretty active on there. I don't post as much public stuff as I probably should, but yeah, especially my indicators are probably the most popular thing on there. Dennis, how do people class themselves as a trader? Well, technically, if you're trading live money, you're a professional trader. Now, whether you're good at it or not is one of those things. Typically, I classify people as a trader if they make more money than they lose over the course of a year. If their equity curve is higher at the end of the year than at the beginning of the year. Edward Park, good to see you, brother. Are we going to break 7,400 on the stream? It looks like we already did. Crypto. Thank you, brother. Thank you, Meister. All right, let's scroll down. The Pine script stuff would be amazing. Working on that right now, and it's a high mountain scale. So learning Pine has been, I'd say it was a little difficult for me over the last year or so because I'm not a coder by nature. But learning Pine, which is kind of unique because I don't really know Python or Java or any of this other stuff, but I know Pine quite well. So I guess it probably wouldn't be too difficult for me to become a programmer if I wanted to, but I'm quite happy with my current profession, which is using money to make money, and teaching people how to do the same thing. So anyways, guys, without further ado, let's get into the Bitcoin chart. All right, so let's go to the daily chart. And what do we see? We have nothing going on right now. We have a potential trade tomorrow, right? Tomorrow. We have a potential trade tomorrow. We don't have a trade right now, right? Now, that does not mean that there is not a trade here. What I'm telling you is that there's not a trade here for me, okay? Why is that? Let's look at some particulars, right? So obviously, since, let's go to the day. So here we are on the daily on Bitstamp. So ever since April 30th, we have been above the daily baseline. Where do we remain now? On closing basis, right? On closing basis, because that's what matters. Closing basis, we've remained above the daily baseline. Where are we at right now? Above the daily baseline. Every time price has pulled back to the daily baseline, we have continued on, and that is good evidence and strength of a strong trend. So is the bullish trend broken? Absolutely not. No. Why? We're above the baseline. It's that simple. It doesn't matter how far price fell, where support and resistance is. It doesn't matter. We're above the baseline. That's bullish. Period. So we have not lost the bullish trend. It doesn't matter how many fractals you draw. It doesn't matter if there's a spiral that goes here that price closes below on a 30-minute candle. It doesn't matter. None of that stuff matters. All that matters is that we are holding the primary parameter of a bullish trend. Now, does that mean there's a trade to take? It doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't, right? Now, we're going to get a very powerful signal here pretty soon if the Fisher crosses up. What is that? It's a continuation trade. Continuation trades are going to be probably the most frequent trades that we take. And when we take a continuation trade, remember that you only need two, at least for me, this is my system, right? So for the premium subscribers, you guys are going to have access to all these tools. For those of you who are watching who are not in the group yet, you guys are only going to have access to Wada Atar, right? So remember that in this particular algorithm that I've created, in this structure in my trading system, there's actually 7 indicators working, right? There's actually 7 components of this structure, right? Really 8 for the stop and target system, but there's 7 main indicator components that give direction and a signal. They're just coded into 2 indicators, right? 3, really. Sorry, if you include the baseline. So for those of you who are premium subscribers, you have access to all this. For those of you who are just watching, who are not in the group yet, you guys do have access to Wada Atar Explosion, which is going to be able to do a lot. You're still going to be missing that critical component, which is the primary, obviously the time transformation. But again, if we just go to the daily and we go ahead and look at the signals that Wada gives us, they're really, really good in and of themselves. They're really, really good in and of themselves. Long here, long here, long here. This trade right here is most likely a loss because we're in here and we're out here. But these are great trades. These are great trades. And you'd actually probably still be in these trades. Let's see here. These are good shorts. You do get a little bit of drawback. Very debatable on whether you take an L on this trade. Very debatable as to whether you take an L on this trade. But regardless, I could see it. But then you get a re-entry on this candle. And I'm sure this is a winner in some capacity, at least this short right here. And then obviously we just go back to the end of the last year and we see the shorts that WADA gave us. Very good. Very, very good. So WADA gives us good signals in and of itself. Okay. So we don't necessarily need anything else. Now, this is a pretty nice candle that we're seeing right now on the daily time frame. And again, this is happening really just in the last few minutes. So yeah, a big, nice 30-minute candle. Coming right here above range. So again, if we just looked at this through the lens of price action, if this candle closes right now, and keep in mind, I don't really care what price does right now. I'm not going to take a trade. If the candle closes above this, above this range high right here, then that would not be a bull trap, as Da Vinci calls it, or as most people call it, a grab for liquidity, right? So often what you'll see, and you want to be very careful being a breakout trader, especially this is an LTF or a lower time frame, you want to be very careful generating your trades off of lower time frame price action analysis. And the reason why is because often, I mean, you don't want to be a raw breakout trader, right? So just because price breaks to the upside, just because price breaks to the upside or goes above resistance doesn't mean that's when you enter, because often what you will do is you will be the wick, right? Now, if this candle closes and starts marching its way up, again, you can make the justifications for a trade if you are utilizing some form of price action analysis. Or again, another thing that you can look at is, and this is not what I'm doing yet because I do want to see the daily give me a reentry after that. But since we are bullish on the daily, and since we do technically have 2 out of 3 confirming bullishness, right? So what I mean by that is we are above the daily baseline and we're also above 0 on time transformation. So those are 2 bullish indicators. Now, WADA acting as our volume and confirmation indicator is really not telling us to do anything at this point in time because it's keeping us out of the trade. And this will help when we have more data on the candle close. But interesting. Let me give this a refresh. There we go. Sorry, for some reason my ByBit was not my ByBit wasn't updating here up on my main trading screen, which is weird. What is this? Oh, still see it. You still see that? Sorry. All right. Anyways, so let's see here. So you want to be careful taking these LTF trades. You're always waiting for a candle to close, whether you're trading on the 30 or the 15 minute. Now, again, my preference is going to be biased toward the 30. So you've got 7 minutes and 17 seconds. This is looking pretty good, man. This is looking pretty good. Generally, when you are trading price structure of this type, when you are trying to trade price action like this, what you want to do is take a BPC. Look for where your LTF breaker is. You can see that this is the last high before a stop run, and then price moves to the downside. We have a break in market structure on the 30-minute chart, and we're looking for price to close, retest, and push to the upside. The reason why we're waiting for a retest is a better amount or a better R to R percentage. Mr. Ether says, ByBit has issues sometimes. Well, I think it's because I honestly just hadn't refreshed my screen like all day. I've heard that from some people, but that ByBit has issues. But again, I have traded on there every single day. I've never not been able to take a trade. I've never been locked out due to high volatility. And I've never got a system error message on there. I mean, literally, like, to compare it to BitMEX, I don't think that's, and again, I don't think you're necessarily doing this, Mr. Ether. You're one of the good ones. But bro, I will never go back to trading Bitcoin on BitMEX ever. I'm very, very, very happy with ByBit. I still trade some altcoins. On BitMEX, but for Bitcoin, no, ByBit. So anyways, let's go back to, this is exciting and everything, but honestly, it just because price is moving doesn't mean there's a trade. So again, this is one of the things that we focus on, psychological discipline, right? Your system will tell you when to take a trade. You're not going to catch every trade, and you shouldn't have to. You don't need to. So it doesn't really matter what price does here. If price is genuinely bullish, then you don't have to run in like a rabbit chasing a squirrel. Do rabbits chase squirrels? Like a squirrel chasing a nut? Something like this. Anyways, because again, if price is genuinely bullish, which again, I do think that it is, because we are still bullish on the daily time frame, right? We haven't broke, at no point in time have we closed below the daily baseline. So since we have not closed below the daily baseline, all we need is a re-entry signal, right? Now, one thing that you can do again, and this is something that I teach the primos, is when the daily is bullish like this, and you are getting 2 out of 3, although it's safer to wait for the daily to confirm, what you can do is go down to your lower time frames and look for a signal. Excuse me. Exact same structure. Rabbits chase carrots. Right. I haven't heard they don't chase squirrels. So they might. Rabbits might chase squirrels. Dogs chase squirrels. Right. First and last says, can USA use ByBit? No, not by ByBit's rules. But again, there's a link for Windscribe VPN down in the description down below. I highly recommend Windscribe VPN to do some of these things. So you guys and BBits. Hawks chase squirrels. Hawks chase squirrels. Gotcha. Yeah, man. Batam. So let's go to the 12-hour. Do we have a signal? No, we do not. On the 8-hour, do we have a signal? No, we do not. On the 4-hour, do we have a signal? No, we do not. Because when you go to the lower time frames to look for a signal, when you have 2 of 3 on the daily, you have to have 3 of 3 on the lower time frames. You have to have 3 of 3. You can't just have 2 of 3 on the lowers, because remember, what you're looking for is a full signal. Tyler Heel, you are not banned in chat, brother. I see you. And you're on the screen. I don't know if you said something that should get you banned in chat, but that's why we have moderators. Jadon Brack, yes, this is still live. Unless, maybe, come on, guys. Maybe the new start? No. Okay, so again, I always have to be very careful because, I don't have to be very careful. A lot of you guys aren't in the group, so some of you don't understand how we do things. So it doesn't matter what price does. We don't try to predict what price will do because that is a fool's game. I don't know whether price is going to go up or go down or get rejected. Doesn't matter. And that's kind of the beauty of being able to do what I do. And this is why I'm able to trade and have a very fulfilling lifestyle with my family. And I don't really watch the charts all day long. Like, I know exactly how to take trades. I know exactly what I'm looking for. At most, I have to set an alert. And there's specific times of the day that I can go in and look for these lower time frame trades. Right now happens to be one of those times because we're within the range of 2 hours of the daily candle close. So this is a time where we can look for lower time frame trades. Really, you can look for lower time frame trades at any time in the day, to be quite honest with you. But again, within that 2-hour parameter window, 2 hours behind, 2 hours ahead, you're going to have greater success generally around the daily candle close. Why? Because there's increased volatility at the end of the daily candle close. Erkin Eusekus, thank you so much for the sub on YouTube, my good friend. And what I need to do, you know what? I know what the problem is. For some reason, when I redid that light, my speakers still aren't working. I remember I talked about that yesterday. So thank you so much, my good friend. So I look for increasing signals on the lower time frames to help confirm the longer trend. No, the exact opposite. So I need the daily to confirm before I am allowed to do anything on the lower time frames. Wendy says, I'm too drunk for this price action. Hey, Wendy, listen. Love you, my good friend. You just joined the group. We put out a couple good signals. Don't do anything reckless. We're just getting started, my good friend. G-Don Brack, thank you so much for the subscription on YouTube, my good friend. Sandtop 700, thank you so much. David Rice says, need some big bags to go to the moon with. Hell yeah. Keel Wilson, I'm always honest with you, brother. Crypto Zombie. Oh, hey, Crypto Zombie, what's going on, brother? Do you still think this is the expansion stage, or is this reaccumulation? By the way, shout out to you, my good friend. So generally, my first answer to that is doesn't matter, because again, the chart. So again, there's going to be larger trends within smaller trends. So I'll give you the TLDR. I'll give you what I think is going to be the most helpful information, and this is exactly what I'm still recommending to our subscribers and the members of our group. We're still holding Bitcoin. We have not moved into stable coins, and we are not 1x short on Bitcoin. What that means is, since we're not in an active position, we're 1x long. All right, that's it. That's as simple as it is. When we get confirmation of the next signal to take a trade, then we'll be in an active position and we'll be either using higher amounts of leverage. But again, leverage doesn't matter. That leverage is misleading. Again, I don't really like the way that most exchanges do leverage, for example, like BitMEX and Kraken and even ByBit, to be quite honest with you. But again, you can't get around it. It's not like ByBit's terrible at it, and it's just does the exact same type of leverage structure that everything else has. The best type of leverage that and it depends on what you like. Deribit has the right idea where it's leverage, and then you don't have a liquidation price that is just looking at your isolated margin. That allows you to be liquidated more. And again, we also know that BitMEX trades against its clients. So if you are taking a long trade on BitMEX, it is shorting against you. So it profits off of you when you lose the trade actively, and it also, passively, and then actively profits off of your trade when you get liquidated. So that's why you get so many, what we call them FU wicks on BitMEX, for example. And all you have to do is take a look at ByBit or Deribit, to be quite honest with you. You don't get wicks like that. And So coming from Awanda and coming from forex.com way before the Swishy crash, what you do is you go into your account settings and you just set your leverage to whatever you want. So on Deribit, for example, it's 100 to 1, and that's okay. It's not super intuitive for some people, so it's harder for them to manage their risk because they're used to seeing cost and liquidation price and all that stuff. And that stuff really isn't, how do I put it, real? It is real in the sense that it exists on the exchange, but that's not like big boy trading, like regular exchange type stuff. That's like weird, BitMEX specific stuff. Tyler says, I dedicate this PBR to you. Good show as usual. I dedicate this kombucha to you, my good friend. Paul Von Gassman, that's funny, brother. Silver Fern K Kiwi says, "Hi, man. First live stream. Happy to be here. Seen a few of your vids. Thank you, man." Hey, K-Dubs, though, to finish on with what I was saying, though. So let's look at an overall. Let's look at a larger chart. So what you're asking basically is Wyckoff, right? What I would assume is Wyckoff theory. So we've had accumulation. We haven't really had a spring, necessarily a spring. Now, of course, you can make the argument if we go to the daily chart. I've seen different charts on the daily that are saying, essentially, and again, you don't always have a Wyckoff accumulation distribution pattern with a spring. But the reality of the situation is that there's kind of a flaw, in my opinion. And it's not that it's not good, right? Because again, you have to understand that I utilized Wyckoff theory of accumulation and distribution a lot. I used price action a lot, and I still do look at those things. But the direction that I've really decided to stand behind on where I want to go with the educational part of this content, and because of that, I have to stay congruent. Otherwise, I'm going to confuse the viewers, right? I want to, this is going to be a channel where you're going to tune in and we're talking and we're looking at the markets the same way every day because it works and it's valid. And if you want to learn how to do if you want to learn to look at the charts the way that we do and learn to be profitable the way we are, you guys can join up with us in the group and learn exactly how we do things here at Kraken Cryptocurrency. So I've made a firm decision on where I want to steer the educational content because there are lots of people out there looking at, wishes and fishes, right? So, are we accumulating? Are we distributing? Where is the market going in the future? What are the fundamentals, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? And to be quite honest with you, my friend, after trading for years and years and years, none of that stuff matters. None of that stuff matters because you have a 50% chance to be right and you have a 50% chance to be wrong. And since on any individual trade that you take, you have a 50% chance to be right and a 50% chance to be wrong, but over a series of trades, similar to a casino, you have the ability to put the odds in your favor through tweaking the system that you're using on how to trade, especially the higher time frames, you're able to put the odds in your favor. Very similar to a casino. So, do I really want to sit here? And again, I appreciate the question, but honestly, do I want to sit here and speculate when that's what every single other crypto channel is doing? I really don't, man. I really don't. Because I don't want people that are tuning into this channel to be hearing the same speculation that they're hearing on every other single channel. And really, at the end of the day, all that speculation is noise, right? I think price is going to go up because of this chart pattern. I think price is going to go down because of this chart pattern. I think price is going to go up because of these fundamentals. I think price is going to go down because of these fundamentals. So none of that really matters to me and the homies, right? Because we're just focused on trading. We're in and we're out. And I know from firsthand experience that compared to a regular buy and holder, I mean, you just put our accounts next to each other, and it depends on like if they're like super rich or something like that, right? Like I'm not super rich. But if you look at equity growth, I blow them out of the water because they held all of 2018 and we did not. We traded 2018. We shorted most of 2018. And I firmly believe, and I get asked this question a lot, do I think buying and holding is a good strategy? And I don't. If you are and I get this, well, you look, man, not everybody has time to trade like 100% like all day like you do, for example, right? I don't, right? The majority of my positions are done with looking at the chart once a day, right? And that's exactly, you can trade more advanced. There's obviously tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 to what I'm teaching. And we do take other setups occasionally. But I can teach people, because it's what I did for the longest time and what I still do and what is the core of my strategy, on a daily time frame. And you only need to look at the charts maybe once a day. Well, at least once a day if you're going to be an active trader. But you can look at the weekly if you want to. But you don't have to just buy and hold, right? I don't think that's a winning strategy. And the reason why I don't think it's a winning strategy is because I watched a lot of very smart people and people that I highly respect lose a lot of money throughout 2018. Not really lose a lot of money, but they lost all the wealth that they had on paper that they made in 2017. And, that sucks, man. That really sucks for them. Ed says, Zombie, I need a nano ledger. Nagao Mihai, thank you so much for using the ByBit referral link, my good friend. What's going on with HitBTC exit scamming? I've heard bad things about HitBTC for a very long time. I would not be caught dead trading on there. I did way back in the day, way back in 2017. I did some HitBTC trading, did some arbitrage. But Gidon Brack, what made it spike like this? A lot of buying. Is trend magic a good exit indicator, says Ninja Fist TV? It very well could be. Let's take a look at it. Trend magic, well, Glass is a good coder. So, okay. So what we've got here, let's go ahead and take the daily baseline off for a second. So you could use this as a baseline. No, you do not want to use this as an exit indicator, at least the way that I'm seeing it. No, this is well, hold on, let's see. You could actually use this a couple different ways. Let's actually see how good it works as an exit indicator. So let's see, it gave you a signal here. Okay, got you long here. And got you out here. Okay, that's good. That's pretty good. And then got you short here, seems. And then here, because it closes here. That's okay. That's an okay trade. This is the 30-minute time chart. Here's a long, and you take a loss. So this seems like it's a really good entry indicator, but we're only looking at a trend, and any trend indicator is going to get you in eventually in a trend, and it's going to be good. What you really need to look at, so this is the point of building what we build, is chop. You have to look at chop, right? You have to look at chop because this is when you're going to lose so much money that your strategy stops working. So for example, right, like this gets you short on this candle, and I'm sure this is a loss. This gets you long on this candle, And maybe this is a win in some capacity. Maybe entering on this candle, maybe it's a win. I don't know. Short here, long here. I'm pretty sure that's probably a loss. Short here, that's a loss. Long, just absolute whipsaw, man. If you're following the strategy to a T, which again is what you should be doing. You should be looking to build a system that you do follow to a T. So exit indicator, this actually looks like it could be. All right, you just have to test it, man. You got to do the testing. I can't do the testing for you. It looks like it might be a good baseline too. It looks like it might be a good baseline. But it is, wonder if I can look at the code. Yeah. Oh, so it's CCI. Okay. You know, CCI is actually a pretty gosh darn good indicator. I think CCI gets a lot of hate because most people are not trying to use it for what I think where it works really well, which is a zero cross, but I digress. So yeah, this is using CCI and one of my favorites, the average true range. Okay, yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I think that actually probably looks pretty good. Let's see how it does on something like the daily. Again, we want to look at chop. Pretty good here. Didn't work so well as an exit indicator here because again, we got in here, we got long here, and then we exited on the close of this candle. So that's not good. Took another long here, and this told us to exit here, so that's a loss. And then it told us to go long again here. Yeah, wow, this thing is just thing's tearing you up right here on the daily anyways. And then yeah, that's another loss, man. So here's a short. And that's probably a win. Yeah, for sure. That's probably a win. Again, I don't know how you got to figure out how you're going to take profit. So again, well, if you're asking as an exit indicator, doesn't look to do very well here. It seems to do kind of okay right here. Yeah, I don't think this thing is sensitive enough, man. Because look at my exit indicator, for example, which is time transformation. I mean, mine gets me out on the tops, right? And that's the point, right? So you can see the sell signals, right? So compared to this candle and then this candle as compared to that candle, and this candle and this candle, right? So I mean, I designed time transformation to get me in and then get me out at the tops or at the bottoms. Yeah, although on the lower time frame, that super trend, or it's not super trend, but trend magic, that looked pretty good. And again, now maybe that's something you can go in and optimize the settings. I would say that it probably looks all right. Again, you could probably use it as a baseline or an entry indicator. I don't think it's probably going to be since trend magic is a trending indicator. Generally, trending indicators don't work very well as an exit indicator. You want a reversal indicator generally. What you want, brother. Big money coming. Bad actors will be running. Frauds will escape. Dun-na-na, 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 dun-na-na. What is the correct way to place a stop limit so that the order sells even in a flash crash? Set the limit very low. Are you talking about where to set the trigger price as compared to the limit price, Mr. Gabriel Molina? Did anybody buy the wick? We did not. Mr. Ether, hey, that's my man. I don't know which way it's going to go. I just follow it and take profit. You're goddamn right, man. Get on, Brack. Am I a swing trader? Yes. In general. Do I use Ichimoku? Yes. Not as part of my structure. Ichimoku is a component of how do I put this? So my primary strategy does not incorporate Ichimoku anymore. It used to. But I have a full video on Ichimoku. I think it's, again, I'm biased, but the reason I made my Ichimoku video is because I saw so much that other people were leaving out, like the Chico spawn. So that's actually in our Trading Crypto 101 playlist. Ichimoku is a fantastic one. Light Rainy says, is $200 a month enough to start off trading a good learning amount? It is. It is. Generally, I think people are going to have. I mean, if you're serious, like if you are ready to have a profitable strategy, $500 to $1,000 in crypto is going to generally do you pretty well. But you can learn with $200. I mean, I know people who have started with less and flipped it up pretty well. Hunu says, Justin, I am doing it hybrid. I have Bitcoin long-term in my cold wallet, but besides that, I trade to increase my portfolio and sometimes take a little profit to satisfy the wife. Yep, I feel you, man. We do the same thing. Markets are boring. They are, man, because there's no trades to be taken. My head is shiny. Well, yeah, I hope so. A lot of work goes into this, brother. Stop. I could have dropped my croissant. Stop it, man. ByBit does not work for U.S. countries. So ByBit does not like people from the United States to use their platform, no. But I've heard that there is a link for the Windscribe VPN down in the description down below. Anything can be profitable in an uptrend. It's the downtrend that matters. You're gosh darn right, man. Justin F. my babies. Stop. About the bottom of the wick at 7,200. Good man. Well, you're a beast, Hippo Boy 420. What am I playing with in my fingers? Nothing. Let's punch shorters in the face. Okay, guys, let's we looked at Bitcoin, we looked at all the higher time frames. Let's go down to BitMEX because I'm sure it's pumping more. Or it did pump. We'll see what continuation we get on this. Same structure, obviously, on BitMEX. We're not deviating significantly from spot exchange price here. So 24-hour, the daily time frame is bullish, but we only have 2 out of 3, so not new initiation of a signal, which means by all rights we can go look for lower trades. All right, so we need 3 out of 3 though as we start going down to the lower time frames. 12, no. 8, no. 6, no. Wait, let's go back to that 6. Nope. 4. No. 3. No. And that's it. Well, we can't go to the 1, but remember, that's only going to be a 4-hour trade. Yeah. So in 12 minutes, you could take a long on the hourly time frame, which means that's a 4-hour trade. Time frame times 4. That's how many you can do. Do I have any channel recommendations for a hodler? Crypto Zombie. And Cracking Crypto. I mean, we'll help you out, man. Enough fooling around. Let's get down to Bitcoin business. Thank you, Scott. Love you, brother. Do you think ByBit will KYC us after turning into millionaires? I don't know. BitMEX didn't. So you could take a trade on the hourly on the close. At current prices, you're looking at 77.20. It keeps vacillating, so that's why we need to wait till the close. But I'd say 77.15 to 77.20, 78.28, 79.41. It's kind of where we're going for. That's it. The only thing I see is the hour down. You're obviously going to get a lot of good signals. Or bullish signals, excuse me. I'm not necessarily value judging them whether they are good or not. But again, I have a higher propensity to be okay with those as opposed to lower time frames, because the daily is bullish. Now again, we did reject from the very tip top of the order block. Okay, we did reject from the very tip top of the order block. So steep pullback down to the daily baseline. Again, closing inside the order block means in general the order block is invalid, right? Now, as soon as you close outside of the order block, it becomes an area that can become valid. Why? Because it was an area of high volume, high volatility, right? High volume node, a lot of an area on the chart where a lot of individuals were interested in transacting at that level. So those levels act as natural support and resistance, right? So we'll see what we get. But honestly, looking at price structure right now, we've just had a pullback. Now, will this change if we close below the daily baseline? Yes, because guess what? Then we'll be bearish. And as a group, we'll be 1x short. We'll be 1x short, and we will be most likely in an active position because we are very close to actually getting a short. So that's why we're not in a trade, because price could go either way right now. So let's go over to Ethereum and talk about the other big boy of the day, having a nice little pump as well in the evening hours. Getting to the daily. Now, again, this is just what I said this morning, actually, before I spent some family time. Now, this morning is actually, Ethereum is actually looking a little bit more bullish than Bitcoin. Why? Look at the distance that we did not travel to the daily baseline, about 7% down to the daily baseline, as opposed to Bitcoin, which if we go over to the Bitstamp chart, the source of the manipulation. I saw a lot of videos, man. I saw a couple of videos, not a lot. I don't want to say a lot because it's not like I watch a lot of videos. Only 1.37. I saw some videos that were trying to blame the 5,000 Bitcoin dump on Bitfinex, and that's not true. It originated on Bitstamp. I went over that the other day. Thank you, Variable Guy 321. I appreciate that, brother. Richard Dunhill III, 1x short, haha. No, haha to you, sir. So 1x short is exactly where we sit if we're not in an active position, right? So just as we're not in an active position right now, we're flat, and when price is bullish, we're flat to the upside, meaning we're 1x long, right? You don't always need to have your capital at risk. When price is bearish, if you're not in an active trade, which again, you need your system to tell you to trade, right? Whales leverage short, then sell a ton, making more money on the short. The leverage doesn't matter. The position size matters. So if you are able to use a larger position size and manipulate a thin order book with a spot exchange sell, like we saw, most likely what we saw with the 5,000 Bitcoin sell the other day, then yes, then an individual would use a high amount of leverage to take on a large position size, which is very dangerous, but it requires timing, and it is what it is. Sometimes that shit don't work out too well for them. The Illuminati, and this is why, like, the Illuminati, listen, and I'll just tell you from me, guys, like, I've traded this market since 2016, through all the manipulation, through all the pumps, through all the dumps, through all the scams, through all the BS, right? And what I do works really, really well. What I do works really, really well. And I'm never panicked or afraid or terrified. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. None of it matters. Doesn't matter what the FUD is. Doesn't matter what the news is. Doesn't matter who did this. Doesn't matter who Satoshi is. Doesn't matter. None of it does. It's all noise. I come in, I trade, and then I go do what I want with my life, right? And what I'm doing with my life right now is educating people to do the exact same thing and working on our group, working in the creative zone. I think it's because Bitfinex had stated that they haven't settled trades as they were waiting to receive from BitMEX, something along those lines, right? If you don't have a solid financial background, then never get into the margin market. I don't know if you'd consider myself, I didn't go to school for economics or money management or trading. Nope, I'm all self-taught, man. But I've been doing this for about 10 years, and I margin trade. Illuminati love Bitcoin. You're darn right, man. Okay, sorry, I wanted to get back to Ethereum. So daily, significantly a little bit more bullish than Bitcoin, but again, not a strong signal. We got our signal to sell over here And now we don't have an active position. Now, we do have 2 out of 3, right? We do have 2 out of 3. We're above the baseline. Wadatar is nice and bullish, just as it was yesterday. And this is exactly what I said yesterday too, guys. But we don't have a reentry signal on TT, so we got to wait. Now, we can go down to the lower time frames and look for that signal. But again, remember, we need 3 out of 3. Don't we have it on the 8? No. Do we have it on the hourly? Not even on the hourly. On the 30-minute candle, we might get a 30-minute trade. That's a 2-hour trade on the close of this candle. On the close of this candle, we might. Do I hold coins? Nope, I do not. No, I feel you, Jay. I get you, brother. In general, no, I appreciate that. I mean, in general, you're right. You want to make sure that this trader is powered by cheeseburgers, pizzas, and burritos. I don't eat none of that. I don't eat none of that, brother. But Addy says, bro, I'm telling you, the reptilians are printing fake Bitcoin and splicing them into the chip. W them on the open market. It's possible, man. Crypto Meister says the 2-year anniversary of Ethereum, $100 was minutes ago. I did not know that. Little old school crypto pump. I like it, man. I'm just scared that if I'm flat, it will pump a ton at 3 a.m. Doesn't matter, man. So what if it pumps? It's not going to pump. It's not like that pump will be the last pump that ever pumps. There's going to be 50,000 more pumps. There's going to be 50,000 more dumps. You just get in the trade. And that, that's what's really nice about the way that I trade. Like, I sleep like a baby every night. I never get up in the middle of the night and have to worry about which way price is going. XRP, yeah, man, we'll check it out. Let's put it on the new schedule. And I think I saw somebody asking for B-Trash, so we will look at that too, man. And also, when you guys make requests, like, let me know if you want the Bitcoin pairing or the USDT pairing or what you like. So I'm going to default to USDT because they're better to trade. So why not set up a bot? Because that's just not where I come from, man. I'm very happy to be a manual trader. That allows me to apply a little bit of nuance and intuition. All right, we will look at those, guys. We shall look at those. Yep, Derp USDT. Good, I got you up there, brother. ADA? Yeah, we'll throw ADA on there, guys. Re-entered Poe today. Probably too early. What do I think? Let's check. We'll start with Poe. Give me 1 sec, bro. So yeah, we went down Bitcoin and Ethereum on the higher time frames all the way down to the 30. We found trades obviously on Bitcoin. We only found a trade on the 30-minute chart for ETH, so that's a 2-hour trade. So best of luck to everybody who wants to take those positions. We'll save the fundamentals for tomorrow's show and Mondays as we typically do. So we'll go over here to sorry, there we go. Yeah, we're about to be out of the ZERP, man. We bought ZERP right here. If you guys look at the green box, we had 3 buys, 20%, 30%, 50%. Filled all buys. Average entry of 42, I believe. And we've taken 75% profit right now. So we made a killing on that trade. But yeah, we're going to have to, depends on how this day closes, but we're going to have to be dumping the rest of our ZERP position here in a bit, guys. Well, it was good for 75%. Am I going to get to all these requests? Yeah, lightning round, bro. We got an hour left in the show. So before we start, we're going to start with Poe, man. We're going to start with Poe when I get back because Crypto Meister is one of the homies, man. So, Poe BTC, I'm assuming, bro. We're going to take a quick break, guys. We're going to take a quick break. I'm going to go refill my kombucha. I'm going to go refill my kombucha. And when I come back, we've got a whole nother hour. We're going to go through your chart requests. We'll discuss psychology. We'll discuss what's going on next. And anything you guys want to look at, guys. Normally, this is where I'd ask you guys to go vote for us on Top G. And it's not that I don't like Top G, but actually, this is where I'm just going to ask you guys that if you would like access to our indicators and to our ideas, go follow us on TradingView. Just go to tv.crackingcryptocurrency.com. I'll put the link in the description. Boom, there you guys go. So you guys can go on over there if you guys would like access to my CC EMA script, my CC Ichimoku script, and my Wada Atar script, as well as, are those I thought I had 4 public scripts. Or you can just click on indicators right here, and just type in cracking, and you'll see my indicators right there. Wada Atar Explosion, Ichimoku, and CC EMA. Time Transformation and Quadrigo are proprietary indicators, as are Minx. So let's see here. Caribbean Crypto Show, thank you so much for another $2.99. Another profitable trade. Here is 1%. Thank you, my good friend. You are one of the good ones, brother. I'm so happy you're crushing it out there, man. How did I lose sound again? Oh, come on, man. Brother. All right, so we're going to take a quick 2 to 3 minute break. We'll be right back with your requests and other stuff. So, all right, what's going on, guys? Thank you so much for holding through the break. And I see that I'm going to have to bring the umbrella light back over. Lighting is a lovely thing, guys. It's not easy. It's not easy getting this to look good on screen, guys. I'm not going to lie. And it still looks, well, value judgments are welcome in the chat. Anyways, moving right on, guys. Let me know if the, anyone feel like this is the most random green candle ever? It would have dumped by now if it was a hunt. Yeah, it definitely would have. Definitely would have. That is a good candle, man. It's still pumping right now. 77.15, 77.39 on ByBit, 77.55. The FOMO's real. I just talked about that 30-minute trade. No, sorry, that was Ethereum. You had an hourly trade on Bitcoin, so that's a 4-hour trade. 4-hour trade to the upside. Are we going back to 8K? Well, if we go back to 8K, that'll be if we close up there, that'll be good because then we will definitely be getting a long signal for tomorrow's candle. That will be quite good. Mr. Ether, man, thank you so much for the $5, my good man. He says, I think I already know your answer. Thoughts on Matic USD and advice for everyone. If you're asking advice on a trade, you should have already exited. You know, bro, you really are ahead of the curve, man. And that's why I don't want anybody to think that I'm just blowing smoke. You're one of the good ones, man. So thank you so much, bro. You're going to go to number 2, man. Matic USD, of course. We will look at that, my good friend. Let me look at Poe real quick. Poe BTC for Crypto Meister. And I believe awesome. Oh, another thing, guys. Another thing too. To you guys following on Twitch, and shout out to you guys because I love it when you guys watch on Twitch. We're going to be having new loyalty badges here pretty soon. So right now we got the Doge and we got the Bitcoin and we got the Ethereum. Yep, I know you guys see them and everything. But we're going to have some pretty dope badges for you guys here in just a little bit. All right. Poe BTC, we're going to start off on the daily, obviously. So what's going on the daily? The daily actually looks quite constructive, man. We got the long signal here. We got a long signal here. And we would have had a hard stop at 57 sats. And an initial take, let's go ahead and get the lines off the chart because those are old trades. Initial take profit at 81. So we would have been long here. And we'll see how the daily closes. We might be out of this trade today. Right now, we're not. Right now, you were in yesterday, and it still looks good, man. It still looks good. There's nothing to do here except hold on to your long. Excuse me, WADA confirmed. We got a signal. You're above your baseline. Things are good. Thank you so much. Get over here and pay for your... Oh, man. Yeah, let's throw up the... just for funsies, man. Let's throw up the... let's throw up significant trades. Color correction. Bring that opacity down just a little bit. Bring that opacity down. And we'll just stick that right there. Just so we can keep an eye on that bad boy right there. Once the day closes on PO, no. So I mean, you can enter now. I would wait till the daily closes to make sure that we don't get an exit signal. But right now, I mean, it's not. Actually, I'll be honest with you. Now, this just happened in the last 30 seconds because when we just looked, price was above the baseline. If we close below the baseline, you are out of this trade. There are no questions asked about that. You take your loss. Again, we would have had a hard stop on this trade at 57. 57 would have been a hard stop on this trade. So that's quite low. That's quite below current price. So you're talking about hard stop down here. So your position size would have to reflect that because that is a 19% stop loss. And again, sometimes that's the only right place to put a stop loss on a volatile altcoin. Does that mean that you have to let your stop loss get hit? No, it does not. In fact, the beauty of our system is that 9 out of 10 times your stop loss will never get hit because you get out of the trade that is a loser much quicker than you would otherwise have to. So again, what is the most important thing for a trader? Reducing losses. Because the good trades come when you're on the right side of the market. The good trades just come naturally when you're on the right side of the market. So again, we would have entered here. And this is not a good reason to enter if price gets cheaper. If the daily closes below the baseline, Meister, then you are out of the trade, brother. And you take your L and you wait for the next signal. Get over here and pay for your content. No problem, brother. There's got to be some big news on Bitcoin coming out. We haven't heard yet. ETF Manac on Tuesday. I heard it got delayed. Again, doesn't really matter. We have no idea how the markets are going to respond positively or negatively to positive or negative news. Matic USD. Oh, MATIC USD, right? So we'll look at Matic USDT. Matic USDT gave us the sell signal here. So what that means, and we would have been in Matic right here. This is when we would have bought Matic right here. Matic USDT. So we would have been in here, and assuming that we, well, depending on whether you're using Quadriga or whether you're using the system, both they're just alternatives. This is your exit signal right here. So you are technically out of the trade, and you are looking for another signal, which might come tomorrow if we get a continuation cross. But right now, I'm not seeing anything. I'm not seeing anything. This was a really good trade. And on this candle on the close and out on that close, that's 132% profit. Bro, nailed it, killed it, crushed it. Chop it, screw it, move on. And we'll see what comes, man. We'll see what comes. Right now you're just waiting. If I were to do some, let's go another 30 minute and let's kind of look at price action right here. Yeah, lower high, lower high, lower high. This doesn't necessarily look very good right now. You would need to have a shift in market structure right now because you got that daily sell signal, and ever since then you formed LTF lower highs. You could make the argument that this is a double bottom. You can make the argument that this is a double bottom off the top of your bullish order block, but I don't really like it. So yes, this is definitely a trade I would be taking banking profits on. At least the majority, man. Take profit, move your stop loss up to a good profit level. I would most likely have my profit level at the bottom of this pump candle or here if you're being more aggressive. So either, what was the open of this candle? Not 108.6 or potentially not 102.35 is where I'd have my stop loss. But there's nothing to do on this moving forward, brother, until we get another signal. ZERP Oost. Let's look at ZERP Oost. ZERP Oost. Now I quite like ZERP, and again, let's just go back to ZERP BTC, because anybody who's been following this channel for a while knows the last call that I made on ZERP. And I mean, you know, the legacy of this channel, and you know, it's kind of funny because we have so few haters, but you know, something that my haters are really bad at is expecting what I'm gonna say, or you know, chiding me when they think that I'm wrong. And they have this fantastic ability to be really wrong all the time. And that's probably why they're bad traders in the first place. But, you know, again, I remember when we were up here and I was being chided for not being bullish on ZERP. And I mean, really what happened like after that zone, like down 60%. But, you know, around, and the guys in the Primo know this as well, like around here, I highlighted this area and said, this is where I'm going to be a buyer in ZERP. I'm generally not a reversal trader, but I'm going to be buying XRP at this level. And I hate XRP fundamentally, but it doesn't matter. I will trade dog poop coin if it will make me money. So, and I don't mean Dogecoin. I mean, you know, dog poop coin, whatever. I love you too, brother. No homo. But looking at, as I said earlier, ZERP BTC, we're about to be exiting the trade, and we'll look for another entry. So ZERP USDT looks quite similar, to be honest with you. Actually, you know what? Sorry, no, this does not. This looks different. This looks different. Why? Because we held the baseline. We held the daily baseline. And this doesn't surprise me because when so this is why I say to trade dollar pairs or USDT pairs as opposed to Bitcoin pairs, because then your position doesn't have to take a shit every time that Bitcoin sneezes, and you can actually trade something that makes sense, and generally not have to go to bed and wake up every 10 minutes feeling like a psychopath, which is kind of the legacy and life and story of a lot of people who trade Bitcoin pairings. Now, again, I took the ZERP to the Bitcoin pairing because I had a good, I had a good technical setup for it. But in general, USD pairs or USDT pairs are going to respond better to, technical analysis and to trading in general, and just be better conducive to good psychology. So anyway, ZERP USDT, interestingly enough, we would have gotten the buy signal here on this candle and exit on this candle fully. And we're looking for another opportunity to get in. And we don't have that opportunity yet. So similar to Bitcoin, but we are a little bit further from our zero line here. A little bit further from the zero line there. So we will wait. We will wait on ZERP USDT. Nothing to really do here yet. Took the long. We would have banked some profits. What would have been Quadrigo at the time? Probably quite low because volatility was quite low. So at 34 cents. So we would have banked 50% at 6%, and the rest right here. And the rest right here. So that was a 20% trade. And there's really nothing to do right now. There's no signal on ZERP USDT. Let's go to BCH, ABC USDT. It's similar here, man. BCH was another one that we went long on. Let's see here, right here, I believe, or was it with the 12th? We went long on the 12th. That's right, because we missed the signal on the 11th. I remember that. We went long on the 12th, and we already took all our profits on the way up using Quadrigo, actually, in that effect. So we are out of BCH ABC. Again, we went long on EOS, Cardano, and BCH ABC. To the tether pair, and we took the short on Bitcoin when it dropped that last big drop. So those were the trades that we put on last week that were most successful. And again, if you guys ever want to see the trades that we're putting on, you guys can just go over to currentresults.crackingcryptocurrency.com. Let's see here. We put on a lot more trades. We have a lot of different analysts and traders that work for us and provide signals. But TRXM19, we took the long. That broke out really well. We took a long on Ethereum, EOS, BCH, couple shorts on XBT here. Took a loss on Pundi X. Yeah. So this is all live, guys. You guys can go to currentresults.crackingcryptocurrency.com or results.crackingcryptocurrency.com, and you can see all our past results as well. I think we hold them 3 to 4 months back, and then they go in the database, but you guys can see what we got. All right, let's get back to BCH, ABC, USDT. Nothing yet, brother. Nothing yet. WADA is telling you not to do anything. Look at the explosion level. It's falling. TT's about to give you another entry signal if we keep pamping, but there's nothing to do right now, man. Don't jump too fast. Right there, G-Don. I just dropped the link in the chat. Where do I trade? I trade on ByBit, Deribit, BitMEX, and Binance. Did I skip Matic or did I play too much golf today? You played too much golf today, man. I looked at Matic. Good tune. How about Zerp oozed? Just Zerp oozed? Only Crypto says, please give me access to Quadriga. I don't know exactly if you are a subscriber, sir. Quadriga, time transformation, Minx, pathways to profit, educational material, private Discord. That's only available to premium subscribers, my good sir. If you would like more information on that, you can, of course, check the link at the top of the screen, premium.crackingcryptocurrency.com. I'd be happy to have you in there, man. Which lets you swap without KYC? Swap what? For USD, good luck. For most coins, Binance is not KYC. I don't know. You know what? It's been like so many years. I signed up for Binance back in so long ago. I don't know if they KYC you anymore. I know they KYC you if you want your additional tiers. ByBit doesn't KYC, but it's not an exchanger. You deposit the underlying and you can trade futures contracts, perpetuals. Okay, so what's next? Theta, BTC. Ooh, Theta baby. Everybody wants me to be streaming on Sliver or Silver, whatever the heck it's called. Long signal right here on Theta. Let's go ahead. These are old trades. Let's get rid of those. 1251 from Quadriga on. All right, that's a stop loss. Sorry. What's our first take profit? 17 on this candle, where we got the signal. 1742. And we didn't hit that yet. Yeah, nothing to do here with Theta, man. Nothing here to do with Theta. So let's see where the daily closes on Theta. If we're above the baseline, then we can go down to lower time frames and look for entry signals. But I highly doubt we're going to get any entry signals on lower time frames when the daily is perilously coming back down to your baseline. Because again, the signal was right here on the close of this candle. So. Yeah, no problem, Silver Firm. There is a link in the description down below if you'd like to help out the channel. If not, that's cool. Thank you for watching. But if you do, I appreciate it. Thank you. Cryptomeister says, how is Compassion doing? So Compassion, a lot of what Compassion is got rolled into minks. And that's the indicator that I'm working on now. So Mr. Ether says, I thought I had seen that tip jar. I was apparently a little psychic on. So we don't have the, I think we do have it set up in Streamlabs or something like that. It's been so long, but we do have, I think it's donate.krakencryptocurrency.com. Scott set that up for us. We take Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then all the partnership coins as well. So X42 Spectre Security Coin, 0Z, and MMO. So if you guys want to help us out, that's cool. If not, totally cool. I just like hanging with you guys. Let's see here. Let's look at Binba. Binba Oost. All right, let's see here. Those are old trades. Let's see. We got the re-entry on BNB here. And I'd say that's a pretty damn good long trade so far. There's nothing to do right now, man. There's nothing to do right now. There's no re-entry on this right now. Nope. Missed it. But we'll just wait. We'll wait for everything to cool off and reset. And ADA USDT. Same. I mean, you know, honestly, guys, like this is the thing. There's the right time to be in, which you don't want to miss, and then there's times when you just are not allowed to do anything, right? And for most of the altcoins that I looked at, again, this is what I posted yesterday, man. For a lot of the altcoins that we looked at yesterday, the time right now is do nothing. All right. So again, let's look at where we went long. Actually, we got into ADA a little bit earlier, I think. But the signal from the strategy was right here. That looks like a good trade to the long side right there. And, you know, you've had this nice pullback. Here you would have been fully out of the trade. At no point have you closed below the daily baseline since the original signal. So you're looking for 2 of 3. If this candle closes, that actually might be a long because you're above the baseline and WADA is giving you the go-ahead. So ADA actually, to be quite honest, is the only thing that I've seen so far that on the daily candle close is valid to trade, is valid to take to the upside. So let's assume the daily closes. Again, we've got a long time before the daily closes, guys. This candle just opened. And again, USDT pairings are pumping. Why are USDT pairings pumping? Because Bitcoin's pumping. So let's assume the daily closes where it is, which is highly unlikely. But as of right now, take profit targets are 915, not 994, and not 1074. Ninja Fest says, any thoughts on the Arun indicator? I actually think the Arun indicator is really, really good. One of the potential junior analysts that is going to be that is potentially going to have his own channel in the general Discord. And by the way, for those of you guys who are in our Discord, which is at discord.krakencryptocurrency.com. And for those of you who are not, you may not know, but anyone who is a promising trader has an opportunity to get their own channel in our Discord. And that way they can keep track of their trades and get reviews. And if they are good enough, they have the opportunity to join our team as a trader and an analyst, which is generally a pretty freaking awesome place to be. Jeff Grau, man, I am so sorry, brother. I missed your donation. I missed your super chat, my good friend. Let me scroll down here. First off, Isaac, thank you so much for the sub on YouTube. But Jeff Grau, man, thank you so much for the $20 coming in strong, brother. He says, do you mind checking out EST or ES1 exclamation on the daily if you don't analyze traditional markets because of gray areas? Then no worries. Happy to support good content creators who share their talent and experience. No, thank you, brother. I would love to look at traditional markets for you, my good friend. I don't mind looking at traditional markets. In fact, often what I recommend to people is that if you have a nice chunk of change, then you don't. I get asked that a lot, like, hey, I just got 5,000 or I just got 20,000 or I just got 100,000. How would you invest it? I'm like, okay, well, do you want to be all crypto, which might not be a good idea if you're talking about $100,000. Again, I believe in crypto long term. That doesn't mean I'm going to tell you, yeah, throw all your money into to something that is high risk. No, again, diversify. It's boring. But, again, most asset managers would tell you, well, 40% in stocks, 30% in bonds, 30% in cash type stuff. I'm a little bit more aggressive than that. And again, I don't really recommend what people invest in. But if people ask me how I would do it, get some precious metals, get some bonds, get some cash, and get some crypto. Light Rainy, could you tell me the group signals accuracy percentage over the life of cracking crypto? I've been trying to find that information. So I am proud to say we have never closed a month in the red since we've been operating. I'm sure that will change at some point in time, but as of right now, it's never happened. You can go to currentresults.crackingcryptocurrency.com and see all the results that we have currently for this month, all our closed trades. And you can go to results.crackingcryptocurrency.com to see, I think it's the last 4 months. It could be 3. I think it's 4. I think, again, I'm not sure how Scott does it. I don't know if he recycles it at the beginning of the year, but all that information is publicly available, man. You can download them. You don't need to have some special drive access. It's just there, man. Results.crackingcryptocurrency.com. So we talked about Cardano here, and I think that was the last request. Gidon Brack says, so if I go in now, I should take profit at 90.15. So I don't recommend that you go in now, but if you were going to go in now, you would want to take profit at not 909 and not 988 and not 1067 is what Quadrigo is telling me. But you have to keep in mind, Quadrigo is not giving me my strategy is not giving me a signal until this daily candle closes. So this isn't really valid for an entry. Now, again, we can go down to the lower time frames and look for an entry now because we have 2 out of 3 on the daily. But if we go to the lower time frames, we need 3 out of 3. I'm not seeing anything. Not even seeing anything on the hourly. The 30-minute is giving me a signal, which means it's a 2-hour trade. So if you enter on the 30-minute, you need to take profit at 844, 855, and 867. Best of luck. Now do all the BTC pairs for ADA, Tron, EOS, and ETH. Ed wanted to see VET from what I can remember. Sure, we'll look at VET for Mr. Ed McCracken. Oh, let's see here. Got the signal to go long on VET on this candle right here. And with a stop at 94. So we're still in this trade. You're not allowed to enter this trade. Again, this is a free country, so you can do what you like, man. But I would not recommend that you enter this trade. Stop at 94, so you got to stop here at 94. So make sure you position size to reflect that. The 12% stop. And take profit targets of 116, 124, and 133. So there you go, mate. If you're looking for a reentry signal for VeChain, you need to wait for probably a couple candle closes at this point in time. You're going to need to see some bullishness now. You need to get a reentry. But the original entry has not been invalidated. What's going on, having show? Meowie. Ed McCracken says, I nailed that entry, put a stop at 96. Good man, brother. Addy says, how about Theta USD? So just calculated to the dollar. Entry right here, brother. Seems like a better trade, actually. Because again, you always want to trade USD or USDT pairings. You just got to be careful what you're moving your profit into. Because remember, it's not the same. You can't look at the USD chart and trade the USDT pairing. So for example, well, thank you, Light. Looking forward to you. One of the things I would, so this happened last night. We were talking about BitTorrent last night, and let's actually do the math, okay? So let's go look at, you have to be very careful when you're looking at Bitcoin pairings and USDT pairings. So because you're talking about moving from one valuable asset into another valuable asset. So let's look at BTT, BTC. So we'll look at, and we'll just use this close right here, right? We'll use the close of the May 16th candle, okay? So the May 16th candle closed at 14 sats, okay? 14 sats. And we're also going to look at BTT USDT. I think this is going to be really helpful for you guys if you guys don't pay attention to this. So let's line these up. So we said we were going to use this candle, right? So we closed at 14 sats on the Bitcoin pairing, and we closed at 95650. So 0.009560. So now we need to look at a third chart, actually. Now we need to look at the Bitcoin chart. BTC USD. And we'll just look at Coinbase, okay? So Coinbase on the 16th closed at 73.6369. Okay. So if the price of Bitcoin closes at 7373.69, and we multiply that by the closing price of BTC, which was 14 sats, so 0.00000014. The number that we actually get is a 0.00103232166, right? So we know we can only have 8 decimals, so the value would actually be 0.001032331. Okay, hopefully you guys are following me. If not, I apologize. Let's pull up. You know what? I think I can just show you guys my calculator, right? Window capture. I think that. Boy, I don't lose you guys. Calculator. You guys see that? Doesn't seem like you can see that. That's a shame. I've had that problem before. For some reason, it doesn't like capturing like Windows applications, which seems dumb. Come on, Streamlabs. Maybe if I do like a game capture, try that. Capture a specific window, calculator. I guess that's not working either. So sorry guys, but hopefully you're following this. So let's, I know what I can do. Let's put some text on the screen. All right, so here we go. So we take the closing price. Closing price of BTC, and that equals, what did we say, guys? 73.6369. Okay. So now what we need to do is multiply that by the price of BTC. Okay. Yeah, we'll just stick that right here, I guess. Sorry if that's not very intuitive. You guys are riding out with me, right? You're like, fuck no, this show sucks, dude. So to actually get the dollar, so how much is, if you bought BitTorrent or your Bitcoin, how much are you paying in dollar terms for your Bitcoin? Keep in mind, we're not including the cost of exchange, right? Because you're going to pay the fee. If you're doing this on Binance, you're going to pay whatever your tier is. But anyways, that number is 0.001032331. Okay? So it is that division of a penny, right? So that's how much one BitTorrent token in Bitcoin is worth USD. All right? And if we go to the close of the BTT USDT pair on that same date, we can see that it was 000095650. Okay, so if we take that number that we got, which was 0.00103,231 minus 123, sorry, what was that again? 95650. We're actually paying 7,581 satoshis or cents more, right? Or 0.00007,581 cents more. Now, because it's only 14 sats, we're talking about thousands and thousands and thousands of coins. So that really adds up over time, right? So if you bought 1,000 BTT for your Bitcoin instead of just holding the USDT and buying them, let's just say you bought 1,000, you would pay about 7.5 cents more, right? So again, because a normal trade, let's say just 1,000 or 2,000 or 5,000 or $10,000 trade, you're going to be paying 50 to 100 to 200 to 300 to more money, right? This show sucks. This guy's doing math on air. Let's roll up here. Well, thank you, Light. Looking forward to it, brother. Alex Rio says, one big bull flag, I think, from what I see on the monthly. Cisco Kid says, hodling is the best strategy, actually. No, it is not. Categorically, statistically, verifiably, provably, it is the worst strategy because it is the absence of a strategy. Hodling means I do not know what to do. I do not have the confidence to enter and exit the market. I am just going to blindly hold and cross my fingers. Love you, though, man. Thank you for watching. Gypsy Hill gave me the frowny face. 10 to 15% stops are too much? No, they're not. It doesn't matter how far away. Again, Rick G, so I guess you just don't It's cool, man. Thank you for watching, brother. You know, I appreciate the show. But we do things a certain way around here, and we make quite a bit of money, right? Like, I make a living as a trader with those wide stops that are too much. So they're not too much, right? They're the correct stop loss placement because we're dealing with a volatile asset. And the stop loss isn't arbitrary. It's based on volatility of the market. So the beauty of our system is that, again, we position size to reflect the distance to the stop loss. So if your stop loss is 15% away, you have less capital in the trade. The other beautiful thing about the way that we do things is that we have multiple backups to fire to tell us to be out of the trade before our stop loss does get hit. So even though we're already reducing our position size to risk less on the trade because of the distance to the stop, we actually have multiple backups to make us lose even less money, which is the most important thing to a trader. And I know that doesn't sound sexy at all, right? But as a trader, I'll just tell you, not losing as much money on losers is more important than getting winners, right? It's more important because good trades come when you trade the right way. Eli says, hey man, I've been watching you for a while now. I like your style. I just want to know, I have about 4 Bitcoin and want to start trading. What do I need to do to get together with you to start? Hey man, you can check out the link at the top of the screen. You can come to the Discord at discord.crackingcryptocurrency.com. Link is down in the description down below. It's also up at the channel banner. And send me a DM. You can send me a DM. Any of the admins, analysts, moderators, we'll be happy to get you on board, man. Whatever you need, brother. Ed McCracken, thank you so much for the $5, brother. You are one of the good ones. He says, thank you, sir. I really enjoy your content and learning how to trade. Well, I love having you here, man, day after day. You're one of the good ones, brother. Thank you so much. Sorry I missed that, man. I know that was 7 minutes ago, and I am a terrible host sometimes. But I got a lot of moving parts. But thank you, man. And the other thing is because I have my speakers off, so I can't hear the alerts over here, man. Right? And I'm not so narcissistic that I just sit here and watch myself over on this screen. I'm trying to look at the chat and stuff on this. Thank you, brother. Thank you, Ed. You're the man. Yeah, I'm watching Bitcoin, man. We're at 78.20. Eric Dobkin, did we just get confirmation of a bullish cipher on Bitcoin with this big move back up? I couldn't tell you, man. I understand cipher patterns, but I don't trade harmonics, man. Take it easy, Light. Good to see you, bro. Doge to the moon. So much for my strategic alt. Fuck my life. What do I trade on? Mostly ByBit, Deribit, and BitMEX nowadays. Matt Dan Durand, Asriel coming in strong. You got it exactly right. Thank you very much, sir. Did I make this shirt design? No, man, I just bought this at the store. How dare I? No, Ed, it is a big deal. You give me $5, I should be on the ball like Mr. Ed immediately. Sterling 8-inch studio monitors rock. Yeah, man. Thank you so much. I don't know why I said thank you. That's awesome, though. Do I think we'll break 8,000? It's honestly like I'm just guessing because that's just something that's thrown out there because there's no, there's no TA that can back this. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it looks okay. Looks likely. Doesn't matter. But yeah, it does look like we might, Marlon. We're at 77.93 on ByBit. 77.93 on ByBit. Okay, so let's get off the trifecta screen of death here. Bitcoin is looking good. It was looking good before this even happened. And it was looking good because at no point in time did we close below the daily baseline. So obviously you guys know we took the short position up here. So we're going to go ahead and delete that for now to keep the Bitstamp chart nice and clean. And let's look at something here real quick. Excuse me. Is that an LTF structure? It must be an LTF structure. Yes. Yes, of course. And we are on the lower time frames trading back into the order block. We've made it past the first significant level of resistance. We've made it past the... Oh, no, we haven't. We have not made it past the block, the breakdown block. So we've got a bit of a ways to go. Logical area of resistance right here. Fabricator FBF. Enjoy those taxable events, dear traders. Daniel Bernard, thank you so much for the sub on YouTube. And thank you, Till, as well, my good friend. Oh, I mean the shirt design I sent you an example of. Actually, Scott replied to you in the general chat. So Scott does all our designs. He is the graphic master around here. He's responsible for the thumbnails. He's responsible for the t-shirt designs. He's responsible for all the designs that you guys can get. If you guys would like some merch, you guys can go to merch.krakencryptocurrency.com. And he said no. He's got a lot going on, man. He hasn't gotten to it yet, but we've got your idea written down, man. We do. Fib retracement levels don't matter. Nope, they definitely do not, man. They don't matter. Do you know why? I'll tell you why. Because Fibonacci retracement levels are for trading reversals against the trend. And we don't trade reversals against the trend around here. You know, here's the thing, guys. I would not feel so passionately about coming on here every day and telling you that most of the tools that most traders use and try to teach you to use do not work if I did not know 100% that the way that I trade works better. So again, I'm not telling you how to trade. I'm not telling you that anybody's way that comes on here and says, well, I use these tools. That's great, man. And again, there's a good viewer of the channel. He uses Fibonacci all the time. And I shit on Fibonacci like on a daily basis. And again, interestingly enough, one of the traders that I trade closest with uses Fibonacci, right? And that's totally cool because he has found a way to be a very successful trader doing that. And I applaud him day in and day out because he has struggled and made it past such a miasma of chaos and BS to be able to do that. So that's really impressive. But in general, I do this show and I do everything that I do for the majority of traders that have come in and view this. And most traders are not going to make money using things like Fibonacci or RSI or stochastic or Bollinger Bands or any of these other terrible, horrible tools or harmonic patterns or trend lines or chart patterns or head and shoulders or cup and handles. Those are all in general, overall, and I know this because I've back tested them on the chart, losing strategies, and they only are not losing strategies if you are qualifying your trades with the benefit of hindsight. Because you will look back in time and you'll say, well, I wouldn't have taken that trade. And I definitely would have put more money on that trade, right? And most likely you're not keeping a spreadsheet anyway, so you're not actually looking at how much money you would have made off the trade. You're maybe just looking at the percentage move of the chart, right? Not the P&L, not actually how much money you would have put in, how you're discretionarily position sizing in the first place. I've actually gone back and back tested the dollars and cents on just about anything you can think of for the last decade of Bitcoin's existence on the Bitstamp chart. And I know what works and what doesn't work. And for 99% of traders out, again, the failure rate for trading is 99%, 90 to 99%. Most traders lose money. Why do most traders lose money? Because most traders are using the same tools that everybody else tells them to use. Look at arbitrary price action. Look at these indicators that try to call reversals. None of that stuff, man. None of that stuff, brother. Jeff Grau says, how is ByBit's liquidity? It's fantastic, man. I get those questions all the time, like, oh, well, is their liquidity good? I don't know if you guys might not recall, but back in 2016, people used to say the exact same thing about BitMEX. What's really funny is you can find like old Reddit posts from back in like 2016 where people are like, oh, BitMEX, there's no liquidity on there, man. Like nobody will ever trade on there. And now BitMEX is BitMEX. ByBit is going to be the next BitMEX. Like in the next, I mean, I don't make predictions, right? But I would assume that ByBit's platform is so much better. Their matching engine is so much better just out the gate. The liquidity is great, man. The liquidity is great. I know you're on Deribit, so you're not having any problems getting filled over there. You're gonna have none of this. You're not gonna have any problems getting filled on ByBit. And I don't options. I'm gonna be honest with you. Options I'm okay with. They're not my strong suit, so I don't really trade options too much. Can you lose money in a bull market? Of course you can. You press the red button. Trend following, Eric. When things are bullish, I allow my system to tell me to go long. I have developed a system that is based on technical indicators and that works fantastically the grand majority of the time. Almost always on the right side of the market. I teach I traded price action for years and years and years and years and years in Forex, and it's sometimes a bad habit to get myself away from. Dan, what's going on, man? First time you can actually watch live? Are you serious? Oh, no problem, Till. I'm here every day. I'm usually not here this late, but I am here every day. Yeah, Crypto Meister for sure, man. Yeah, Fibonacci is a fantastic trader in our Discord. I mean, that dude is really talented. And again, he's one of the analysts that works with us. He's good. Do I see BNB on top 3? Is it pumping because I went live later than usual, or did I go live later than usual because now it's pumping? Sculpture, yeah, man. Let's look at Zerp Oost. I think we looked at Zerp. I know we looked at Zerp Oosti. Zerp Oozed. Nothing to do, man. Nothing to do. We got the long here. We got the long here on Zerp. And out of the trade here. You likely would have taken some profits along the way. Let's look at what Quadrigo says. 3397, 3568, 3739. Yeah, you would have taken good profits all the way up this candle. And out officially right here. And now you're just waiting to get back in, man. Nothing to do, bro. And, you know, I talked about this with Zert Bitcoin, because this was one of the few, I wouldn't say few, because there are times that we do trade raw reversals against the trend as a group, if we can justify it. And ZERP BTC was one of those. So you guys can see the green box area. Again, I've talked about this trade. I talked about taking this trade, or the fact that I was going to take this trade for weeks, every day on air, kept saying this. And we bought here all the way down through this green box, and we took profits. And we still have 25% of our position left, and we will likely take that when this candle closes. My buddy wants me to buy BAT, and he keeps taunting me, hey, batter, swing batter. I would say that never be pressured into buying something because your buddy tells you to, man. Buy something based on the technicals. Bob Lassise, good to see you, brother. Thank you so much, man. I want to find a good song. This is a pretty good one. Ashvecchio, interested in your charting and system. When we join, do we get the code to paste into Pine Editor? Makes it easy that way. No, you do not. It took me quite a long time to develop my indicators. You get access to them, but I do not reveal the Pine code to anybody except the one developer who helped me tweak my code a little bit. Oh, shoot. Jeff, thank you so much for reminding me, dude. Sorry, brother. Yes, man. Of course, dude. Sorry. I meant to do that quite a while ago, my good friend. I am so sorry about that. So we'll go to all. Yeah, we'll look at minis. Minis in front. Continuous. Okay, daily is about to give a reshort, man. The daily is about to give a reshort. We got the initial short signal on this candle right here. This is when we first would have got short. Yep, Neil, I already did BNB. This is when we first would have got short, Jeff. And, I mean, great trade. We'll look back at the last, at least the last that I can see long on the S&P minis. That's a good trade. Take profit right there. And fully out right there, assuming we hadn't exited here, because that is kind of your no holds barred. You are out. Yeah, you know what's interesting enough is you actually get, so there's your exit. You actually can get back in here. No, you can't. Sorry. Nope, sorry. Yeah, so long. That was a good long. We would have taken this short here. And actually, we're looking for a reshort, bro. Yeah. This is a pullback to the daily baseline and a rejection. And we need to confirm. I mean, really, you have 2 of 3. So you can take a short on the close, right? It depends on what you're using as your primary. I have some people in the group who use WADA as their primary, and I have some people in the group who use time transformation. It's again, it's nothing that, it's not a better or worse way, right? Both back test really, really well, right? But some people prefer the frequency that they get from WADA with the mitigation that they get from time transformation, and some people prefer the precision that they get from time transformation with the mitigation they get from WADA. It just depends. But either is an equal approach. But again, in this structure, you have 2 of 3, right? On this daily close, rejection from the baseline. You have not at any time. Well, okay, so now we need to talk. Let's actually be 100% logically consistent. Did you close above the baseline? Because if you closed above the baseline, then we do need to talk that we are in a situation where you need 3 out of 3. So we can just look. 2879. Close. 2879. God, that's such a pain in the ass, man. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, it's right there. It's right there, black and white, Jeff. What was the close of this daily candle? 2879.75. And where was our daily baseline at? 2879.47. So we did close above the daily baseline. So now we have to wait. This candle close might confirm it. So what we're really looking for here is a recross. We need all 3 out of 3 now because we have closed above the baseline. And when you close above the baseline, you reset. So now we need to see all 3. We need to see 3 of 3. So this candle might bring it. I doubt it. We're probably going to need another down candle. But again, it's worth it. It's worth it. Statistically over time to wait for the confirmation, because if this is a good continuation, we're already in a bearish trend. You're just looking to get back in. So the trend for the S&P is absolutely bearish. It is not bullish. It is bearish. This was a fake out until we confirm with a little bit more bullish activity. So right now you're looking for any and all excuse to get short. And this is not a situation where you can go to lower time frames and look for a short. Why? Because you did reset by going above the baseline. So now you need to wait for a recross, because you do have 2 of 3, right? Below the baseline, WADA confirming, but you don't have your primary firing off. So you got to wait. You got to wait. But let's assume that you were in a trade there, that you did take a position on the close of, let's say, well, you couldn't have taken a long or a short on the close of this candle, but if you take a short on the close of this candle, you're looking at 28.21, 27.81, 27.41, brother, with a hard stop at 29.21. And thank you so much, Jeff, again, for the $20, man. You are the man, brother. Luke Kaminsky, thank you so much for the subscription on YouTube. Tron Bitcoin. Let's check out Tron. This is not a coin. This is the S&P 500 E-mini. This is how most individuals are going to be trading the S&P 500. So let's see here. TRX BTC, bro. We've got, this will probably be the last coin that we look at. AKMK donated $4.11 through the Super Chat. Great job on the calls today with BTC. Thank you so much, brother. You're the man, brother. Thank you so much for the donation. I feel like you must be a subscriber because, or in the Primo group, because again, I'm not familiar with your YouTube handle, bro. But I feel like you must be in the Primo group because I didn't make a call on the air. But those of you guys who are in the Premium group do know that yes, I did call along this morning. What kind of time frames work best with your approach, Justin? You always start on the daily, man. You always start on the daily and you go down. You know, you can determine, obviously you can get good readings from the monthly and the the monthly and the weekly, obviously, but they're not going to tell you when to enter and exit, man. They're just helpful to look at if you want some further confirmation. So the daily is really where you want to go. Yeah, the dovish tweeting of POTUS is the biggest threat to a short. No, I feel you, dude. It is. It is, man. Yeah, so Eric, you always want to start on the daily and then we work our way down. Tron Bitcoin. We can't do anything, bro. Chip Rockefeller. What? WTF is with the thumbnails? You know, it's kind of one of those things, right? So you got to blame. I like the thumbnails. Some of the faces are a little funny, but that's because I suck as a photographer. So those are selfies that I took that our graphic designer did. So, you know, huge shout out to him because honestly, if you look at the quality of the thumbnails that we have compared to like regular YouTube channels, like the quality of our thumbnails is great, man. Oh, okay. Craig M, man. Crypto Meister says, SPY is the bulk of my net, so thank you. AKMK just started watching a few days ago. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate that, bro. So what's the reason for this rejection? What's the reason for this rejection other than our 682 Fibonacci level? What's the reason for this rejection? Well, the rejection is not because of the 682 Fibonacci level. The rejection is because individuals decided to sell at that level. So if you show me an example of your 682 fib level working on every situation, then I will tell you that that's valid. If you show me, if you backtest that and show me that it works more than it doesn't on every trading signal that you get, then we can have a conversation. But I've backtested Fibonacci levels of multiple varieties. And the problem with Fibonacci is that it's the ultimate hindsight indicator. So you've got the Trader Dante camp over here, and you've got the ICT camp over here, who squibble about what the right definitions of an order block are and what the right Fibonacci levels are to trade retracements. And they all try to trade reversals, and they all tell you that timing is critical. It's not. Getting in the right direction of the trend is critical. But again, I don't want to piss anybody off. I kind of do. I don't really care, but because we make money, you know, where I'm from. But the problem with Fibonacci is that it's the ultimate hindsight indicator, man. Like, it's going to blow past 1 million Fibonacci levels. And then as soon as it bounces off a level, which it will invariably do, this is the reason why price did something. It's not, man. It's not. Sometimes Fibonacci works, sometimes it doesn't. And it doesn't work more often than it does work, which means it's garbage. Shots fired. So everybody in Illinois makes money. Oh, you're chilling, dude. Here, we'll just look at BNB real quick again for you, brother. Sorry. There's nothing to do with BNB. We got the re-entry signal right here. And we'd still be in this long. We haven't gotten a signal to exit yet. So we're up about 20%. Or would be up about 20%. This isn't a trade we personally took. And but you don't have any justification or reason to be in right now. You got to wait. You got to be patient, man. I don't know if everybody in Illinois makes money. And keep in mind, I also want to qualify that with, by the way, you know, it's not that I think that the Trader Dante camp or the ICT camp are wrong, but there's a big problem. Most people think that and most people are taught, especially newer traders, man, they're taught that you have to trade a certain kind of way. You have to trade like these particular ways. You know what I'm saying? So you have indicators that work more than not. Why are you on YouTube and not making serious money instead of branding? So it seems like you're saying that because I'm on YouTube, I cannot possibly be a serious trader, and you're wrong. Because I am a professional trader. It is my primary source of income. Because I trade the way that I do, I have the time to come on here and do something that I've wanted to do for my entire life, which is help individuals with their lives, with their wrong thinking, and with showing them that there is a different way than this squirrel on meth, always chasing trade style of trading, right? Because I have developed a system that works really well. I have the peace of mind, the patience, and the time to do what I want with my life. And what I enjoy doing with my life is coming here, teaching people, sharing my knowledge and wisdom, interacting with you guys in the chat because I really like you guys, 99% of you. And it's fun, man. It's real fun. Great. No problem, Kron. Listen, I never want anybody to think like, so people say this a lot, like, what do you think of this indicator? And I'll tell you if I don't like it or I don't, right? And I just need to be, a little passionate in how I explain things because I do feel very strongly about the way that I trade and the way that I live, right? The way that I have decided to design my life and live as a human being, which is taking responsibility for myself, doing what I want to do, striving for success with passion and courage, and standing up in the face of chaos and understanding that I don't know the answers to the big mystic questions, but I'm here and I'm brave and I'm willing to be be criticized, I guess. I don't know how to put that in a better way, right? But I'm willing to be under fire, right? Because I feel strongly enough about what I do and how I do things. But Blagojevic took all of Justin's money. Oh, shoot, man. No, thank you, dude. Yes, I'm here to do what I do every day. Hey, you guys are awesome, dude. You know what? I think that's... hey, we're 8 minutes past 10, dude. We're 2 hours into the show anyways, so... I think that's probably a good place to pull anyways. I was looking at the clock and I was like, all right, 10, man. We got to roll, dude. I got to do a programming job a little bit here in a little bit, man. Neil, yeah, man. We'll look at Hollow ETH real quick. And then I'm probably going to dip, guys. There might be a little bit of a chat delay, AK. But thank you. No, thank you so much because it's not the... Again, don't get me twisted, guys. You guys are all good people. So I don't see Hollow ETH on... So here we have a slight problem. So we don't have Hollow ETH, so this means that I'm going to have to go to here, and I'm not going to have my tools. But it's all right. Are you for serious? Oh, here we go. Hollow Ethereum. So what we're going to do here is instead of... Instead of time transformation, here we go. We got a couple options because there's good indicators out there, but we're going to use KST. We're going to do no sure thing. And we're gonna use no sure thing, and we're gonna need shaken money flow is probably okay to use. And let's try. Need a. Let's use the volume oscillator. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so we would have gotten a short right here on this candle for Hollow Ethereum. And I mean, honestly, this is not a good chart to be going long on, and you can't go short this asset. So there's nothing to do here, brother. You're in a good downtrend, and if you could short this, all you would be looking for right now is looking for opportunities to go short. And this is why I'm really looking forward to Binance introducing margin trading, because if we can start shorting stuff like this is going to sound super counterintuitive to you guys. So I want you guys to listen really closely to what I'm going to say. If Binance allows you to be long and short on a vast majority of altcoins, the bear market is most likely over. Because when you can go long and short, you now have created a liquidity void for individuals to trade against people just selling spot, right? So now there are opportunities for market makers to take price long and short, right? It depends on what side of the trade the majority of retail's on, because that's the way that the market's not going to go. If the majority of retail traders are long, it's unlikely in general circumstances that the market's going to go that way. Generally, the market moves short. So if Binance introduces margin trading for the majority of their altcoins, meaning you can now go short on crap like Hollow Ethereum, for example, right? Just saying, which would be amazing. And if that happens, right? And I don't think it's going to happen now. I think Binance would probably roll that out slowly. They'd probably just start with like the big coins and then like over time, like introduce other stuff. Whether they're actually going to do it or not, it's all just speculation right now. Yeah, we're going to do it. Okay, we'll believe it when we see it, bro. That would most likely be enough to end the bear market, right? With Binance's liquidity and the excitement that would bring in from the Forex traders, and from, obviously, we don't need institutional investors. They were all that were at Consensus 2019 this year. But from a trading perspective, from a common sense perspective of what needs to happen for a trader to have liquidity to take trades in the other way, you definitely allow being able to go long and short on all these little coins into the bear market, 100%. Harmonics reading the tea leaves, whereas trend trading is catching the waves. You're absolutely right, man. You're absolutely right. I don't close my trades at night. Any tips on Ethereum? Nope, I don't have to. Ethereum had a 30-minute trade to the upside, so there's that was an hour and a half ago, so there's probably another half hour left in the trade. And Mark Pollard, yes, we do give signals. We teach, we give signals, we kind of do it all, man. Try to take over the world. All right, man. You guys are absolutely fantastic. Let's do a little something right here and scroll over in this direction. So thank you guys so much for joining me this evening for another exciting episode of Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. I have been your host, Justin Wise. I am the lead analyst and senior mentor at cryptocurrency.com. Thank you for taking your time this evening with me, almost 300 of you, more concurrently over the evening. So you guys have been absolutely fantastic, and I greatly appreciate that. Thank you so much to everybody that threw the Nick Irvine and Gidon Brack. Hey, I'm sorry I missed you, man. Gidon, thank you so much. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. My good friend says, I have to go to my grandma's house. Hey, I respect that, man. Take care of your people. What should I look towards the rest of this night? So again, there's really nothing to do for the rest of the night, my good friend. We saw that, again, we had an hourly long on BTC, so that was a 4-hour long. So there's a potential 2 hours left to the upside on that as far as tradability goes anyways. There was a 30-minute long on Ethereum, so that's a 2-hour trade. So there's only about 15 minutes left, so that's kind of useless, I think, in my point in time. Again, we might get another signal, but honestly, probably not because of our proximity to the baseline and the direction of volatility with the prices pumping. There's really not a whole lot to do until the daily close, at least the way that we look at things and do things. So, let's see here. Yes, but thank you to all the viewers across Twitch, across Bitcoin, across YouTube, across YouTube. All right, guys, it's Saturday night. It's been one of those days. So thank you so much. I'm going to hop in the members lounge. And of course, if you guys are premium subscribers, of course, mark your calendars tomorrow after the live stream. Of course, we're going to do the Sunday end of week roundup about an hour after the live stream. We're going to do the Sunday end of week live stream or roundup where we go over this week's trades, what we did right, what we did wrong. We'll do trade reviews and we'll just discuss what our strategy is going to be for the next week as our trading group continues to grow and develop. So thank you guys so much. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, sarcastic remarks, or death threats, they go in the comment section down below. I highly appreciate that. Again, if this is your first time to the channel, you don't have to run away, guys. You have found home. Make sure to click the subscribe button and the bell because YouTube doesn't like crypto traders sometimes, so it doesn't really matter. Again, it doesn't matter. And hit the thumbs up. We greatly appreciate that, guys. Of course, the thumbs up goal is going to be 100. Let's see if we can break that. You guys can do it. I have all the faith in the world. Of course, you can come over to Twitch and give us a like. Oh, no, you can follow us. You can follow us and subscribe. All right. But what about Game of Thrones? That's tomorrow, man. That's tomorrow. And I'm looking forward to how they ultimately screw up 7 seasons of dramatic tension and continued tension building because they've gone ahead and pretty much screwed up everything so far. So shout out to the writers of Game of Thrones so far, but doing a great job with season 8. Just blue character arcs and I'm out, man. I'm out. Thank you so much. Until tomorrow, guys. Trade safely, and I'll catch you tomorrow from 5 to 7 p.m. CDT. Can I show my crypto trade bot? You probably want to go ahead and send me a DM in the Discord and run that by me because I want to make sure that it's not malicious. If it's cool and just a bot, cool. If it's malicious, again, you got to understand that stuff's kind of weird and funky. So shoot me a link, shoot me a DM in Discord, brother, or one of our mods or analysts, and we'll see there. Yeah, it can't. Oh, no, Bitcoin millionaire. It can get worse, man. It can get worse. Just wait. Let's see how they wrap up Danny and John's character arc, for the love of God. All right, guys, be good. I'll see you in the next one.